Hey, what's up? Hey. No, seriously, what is up? Cool. Well, it's great to be here. I'm so excited to be actually here at Watershed, too. This is a very special place for me. A friend of mine from AA brought me here. I think it's been 6 years ago now, and I was definitely not interested in church at all. I was out carousing around, drinking, drugging, and doing everything else that's associated with those things. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Just so the people that are here that know me, I'm just gonna kind of sound rhetoric to you, but the people that are here that do not know who I am, I'm Joe. I'm an alcoholic and an addict, and I'm not afraid to say that out loud. I've been saved by Jesus Christ. I've been saved by whoever said they would be saved by teenagers. But yeah, you're like, they're either going to kill me or just drive me completely crazy. But no, they also have really been a big part of my life and my sobriety. So tonight, I just want to talk about, the topic, conversations with God. But for a minute, let's think about conversations that we all have had with God, past, present, and maybe in the future. It's like, when are the times that we talk to God? How do we talk to him, and where are we usually speaking to him? I would say for me, most of the time it was, hey God, if you get me through this and don't let me die tonight, I swear I'm not going to do this anymore, which if you've ever been to an AA meeting, they consider that it's called foxhole prayers, I guess, as if you would be in a war zone being like, God, please don't let us die in this war so we can get home to our families. And on more than probably 100 occasions a week, I said those same kind of prayers. And, and how do we get in touch with God? There's a lot of different ways, and I think people worship or find their spiritual center in very different moving kind of ways. I personally like to, I don't know, it's maybe everyone, I don't know if anyone else does this as well, but I sometimes would just like to talk out loud and when I'm at my house all by myself, kind of pacing around like I was doing today before I knew I had to do this speech. And, just asking God, like, hey, I'm feeling this way, or I feel like I'm missing this in my life. And a lot of times I think, too, when people are praying, there's no right or wrong way to ask God for things, but I think sometimes people get disappointed because they're asking for something, and maybe that particular thing and that particular moment in your life is not right for you right then. It's not that God is not caring about you or that he's not answering your prayers or that he wants you to be miserable or hungry or, who would God really want me to be an alcoholic and an addict? I don't think so. But now that I look back on that, I think that I had to go through all of that to become the person that is standing in front of you right now speaking to this microphone, because there was a hard lesson that I needed to learn about myself, and that, hey, there's something here that needs to be addressed, and I am helping you by making this terrible thing happen to you so that it will change your life. And once again, like hindsight being 20/20, when you look back on things sometimes, you're just like, wow. And now, almost 7 years later, it would be sober 7 years on the 26th, so like a week from today, actually, a week, yeah. And for me, I never, it was always about, for me, like asking for, I need this and I need that, and why doesn't this happen for me? And why, God, why are you how come you can't hear me? Like, my prayers are important. Why are you not answering my prayers? And, I think it's like a child asking a parent over and over again, Mom, Dad, can I do this? Can I have that? Can I do this? And the parents are like, either going to get worn down eventually and be like, okay, just leave me alone. I don't think God is like that. Maybe he is, and I don't know. We don't have a direct line yet. But, after a while, it's like, okay, kid, all right, you can have that, but if I let you have it now, you can't keep asking me for this over and over and over and over. Or, when your parents are like, don't put your hand on the stove, and you're like, yeah, And then you're like, and they're like, and even when they're not there, they still know that you did it because they just, they look at you and they're like, you did it, didn't you? And you're like, or at least that's how it was in my family with my parents. I mean, I was definitely the bad one. My sister was the really good one. But, that's how that is. And also, when talking with God in certain situations, I feel like, when I see like a life-changing event, not just for me, but from the people around me. And I feel like when you're really open to letting God drive and you're on God's time and you're not on your own selfish time anymore, your mind and your soul and everything else that goes along with it starts to become more in tune with the world, or at least for me, that's how it's worked. I noticed myself being able to pick up on signs or being like, I was just speaking to someone earlier about this tonight where God puts you exactly where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there. And whether it's good, bad, indifferent, or everything else in between, that's where you're supposed to be. And if you're open to that, you already know that, and you can like cultivate relationships and just other things in the world around you, things that used to really stress me out, or like just really minute things. Like I had an argument with a friend, or I said something to another person that they took the wrong way, and it's like, why are they acting weird towards me? Well, now I can go up to people and be like, hey, what's going on? Can we talk about this like adults? Like I just did that a few days ago with a friend, and everything went smashingly good. But I feel like if I would not have been the person that I am now, I would have just let it go on, and then it would have beaten me down like, oh, God, this person hates me. Why did they hate me so much? Oh, gosh, now I hate myself. Oh, gosh, I'm a horrible person. Why did I do that? Everyone hates me. The world's horrible. Oh, gosh, we're all going to die, and it's, you get in your head, and it goes and goes and goes. And for me, because I do have ADHD, and I'm such a perfectionist about everything, I think it's like 10,000 times worse for me to get caught up in those situations. But enough about that. I had a dream about 2 weeks ago before I was doing this, and I don't know if it was out of nervousness or just out of the fact that I was like, I don't know if I can talk for 10 minutes about something so serious, so we need to throw some comedy in there. So these are my new jokes. They have not been tried before. If they really suck, you can boo. I will not take any offense to this. But I was just thinking okay, what if we're talking to God in 2022? Like, would you slide in God's DMs? Would you be like, hey, God, what up? Or like if he was on Facebook and he would be that weird gray picture, like with no photo at all, but you look and it's like 1 million friends in common, and you're like, wow. You're like, how did my mom's not even on Facebook, and there's her picture right there, and my grandma's dead. What is going on here? God is great, amen. But so or also, if God was like sent you a friend request, how would you respond? Would you be like, I got to think about it? Or would you look through his friends list and be like, well, who else is he friends with? And, kind of scroll that way. But I don't know. I just thought that would be an interesting way nowadays to talk to God. Just once again, from being around all the teenagers here at Watershed, they are always on their phones doing something on I don't know. I've just recently learned what the term mid means from one of my students a couple weeks ago. And I said it last week, and he's like, I never should have taught you that. So there's that. Anyways, I don't want to ramble on, but I do have something else that I did want to get out while I'm up here. There's a person here tonight that is a great friend and has been a mentor to me. And this past year, I've worked with them very closely, and doing all the things that we do together and doing stuff with the students, it has really, really helped keep me on the right path and helped keep me sober. So, David Roberts, would you come up here for a minute, please? And also, this side note here, every time David does announcements, sometimes or when he's doing his talk, he will throw my name in, or I'll be sitting in the back and he knows I'm back there. So it's kind of like my revenge in a way as well. So everyone, this is David Roberts. He's youth pastor here at Watershed. If you can give him like a little bit of love. We've been working very closely together for the past year. And dude, I just want to tell you what a great friend you are to me, what a mentor you've been and continue to be to me daily. Every year, I give one of these to my friends who I feel have helped me along the way with my sobriety. And God willing, in another week, it'll be 7 years. And this is for you because you've really made a difference in my life. And I just want you to know that. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to my Shed Talk.